Welcome to LinguaWave English.
Thank you. It is wonderful to be back here.
This is the place to find your rhythm in English. We want you to learn at the speed of sound.
Exactly. And I'm so happy you are here with us today.
We have a very special deep dive planned for
We
today.
do. We are going to slow down. We're going to take a deep breath.
And we are really going to look at the machinery inside our heads.
Well, looking inside our heads sounds a little dangerous.
No, it is not dangerous. It is actually very empowering.
Okay, good. So what is our topic for this deep dive?
Today, we're talking about the fast track. How to supercharge your English brain.
I really love that title. Supercharged.
Yeah, this sounds like we were talking about race cars.
We are, in a way. But the race car is you. It is your mind.
Before we start the engine, I want to ask our listeners a question.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, too.
I am ready. What is the question?
Have you ever noticed that the world of English learners seems divided into two groups?
Divided how? What do you mean?
Well, imagine you are at the beach. You look out at the ocean.
Okay, I am picturing the ocean.
In the water, you see two types of people. First, you have the surfers.
The surfers.
Yeah. They look relaxed. They are smiling. They seem to just glide over the wave.
I can picture them. They look like they're having fun.
Exactly. When they learn a new word, they just catch it and write it.
Right.
They make mistakes, but they laugh. They do not seem stressed at all.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It seems natural for them.
Yeah.
Like they were born doing it.
Yes, exactly. But then you look a little closer at the water.
And what do you see?
You see the second group, the swimmers.
Ah. And I assume the swimmers are not having as much fun.
No, they're not. They're working incredibly hard. They are swimming against the tide.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. They are splashing. They are kicking. They're just exhausted.
They study grammar for hours.
Yes. They memorize long lists of words, but they feel like the ocean is pushing them back.
They are stuck in the same place.
That is a very painful place to be. You put in the effort, but you do not see the motion.
Right. And I think many of our listeners feel like swimmers.
I know. I have felt like that in the past. So the big question is why?
Why do some people surf and some people struggle?
Exactly. Is it just luck?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
People usually say it is talent.
Yes, they do.
They say, oh, she has a special brain for languages. Or they say, I am too old. My brain is slow.
I hear that excuse all the time from students. I do not have the talent.
But I have some very good news for you. And for everyone listening.
What is good news?
That idea is a myth.
A myth? You mean talent does not matter?
Well, talent might help you start a little faster on the very first day.
Okay.
But the difference between the surfer and the swimmer is not magic.
It is not DNA.
No, it is a skill.
A skill, meaning it is something we can learn.
Yes. There is a specific name for this skill. Scientists and educators call it meta-learning.
Meta-learning. That sounds like a heavy academic word.
It does. It sounds like something I would fail in a university class.
Can we unpack that? What does meta actually mean?
Let's keep it very simple. Meta usually means beyond, or it means about.
So meta-learning is learning about learning.
Yes, learning about learning.
Think about it this way. Most people focus on the what.
Right. Like, what word is this?
Yes. Or what is the past tense of eat?
What does this idiom mean?
That is what I usually do. I focus on the content.
But the surfers, they focus on the how.
The how.
Yes. How does my brain store this word?
How can I remember this better?
How do I keep myself motivated when I am tired?
So it's like having a map.
Exactly. The swimmer is just jumping into the water and kicking.
Without looking where they are going.
Right. The surfer has a map of the ocean. They know exactly where the waves are.
Meta-learning is the map.
Yes. And in this deep dive today, we're going to hand that map to our listeners.
That is our mission.
We're going to explore the biology of the brain.
We are going to look at the emotional stages of learning.
And we are going to give you specific tools to stop swimming and start surfing.
I am ready for the map. Where do we start?
We have to start with the hardware. We have to start with the brain itself.
Okay. Let's look under the hood. Let's look inside.
I want everyone listening to use their imagination right now.
Okay, I am ready.
I want you to visualize something. Imagine a forest.
A forest. Okay. Is this a nice, clean park, like Central Park in New York?
No. This is a wild, dense jungle. It is very thick.
Okay.
There are tall trees everywhere. There are bushes with sharp thorns.
The grass is as tall as your head.
Yes. You cannot see more than 1 meter in front of you.
I am picturing it. It sounds very difficult to walk through.
This wild forest is your brain before you learn English.
Oh, wow.
Now imagine you need to get from one side of this forest to the other.
I have to walk through that tall grass.
Yes. You need a big knife, a machete. You need to cut the grass.
That is going to take a lot of work.
Exactly. Imagine you encounter a new English word.
Okay, let's pick a word. Let's say the word is phenomenon.
Phenomenon. And let's say you have never heard this word before.
Phenomenon is a big word. It sounds strange the first time.
The first time you hear phenomenon, your brain has to process it.
It is like you are taking your machete and hacking a path through that wild forest.
You are pushing heavy branches out of the way.
You are stepping over big rocks.
It is slow, it is clumsy, it takes a massive amount of energy.
I know that feeling perfectly. When I hear a new word, my brain feels like it is working in slow motion.
That is because there is no path there yet. You are carving the trail for the very first time.
Okay, so I fight my way to the other side.
Yes. You understand the word. You carved a tiny little trail in the dirt.
The trail is there now,
Yeah.
but it is messy. It is just some bent grass.
Right. Now here is the crucial part of the map. What happens if you never come back?
What do you mean?
What happens if you do not use the word phenomenon again for 6 months?
Well, it is a wild forest. It is alive.
Yes.
The grass will grow back, the bushes will cover the path.
Exactly. Nature takes over. The trail is abandoned.
So if I try to walk there again in 6 months?
The path is completely gone. You have to cut the tall grass all over again.
This explains why I forget words so easily.
Yes. If you do not visit the trail, the forest eats it.
That makes so much sense.
But now let's look at the surfer's approach.
Okay. What does the surfer do?
What happens if you walk that path again tomorrow and the next day?
Well, grass does not have time to grow back.
Right, the dirt gets packed down by your feet?
It becomes hard. It becomes smooth.
Yes. And if you keep walking on it every single day, eventually you can put down stones.
Then you can pour concrete over the stones.
Exactly. It stops being a wild, messy trail. It becomes a paved highway.
A highway. I really like that image. On a highway, I can drive fast.
You do not need a machete on a highway.
You can zoom down a highway without even thinking about it.
And this is what fluency feels like.
Okay, I love this analogy. But is this real?
What do you mean?
Is this actually how the human brain works? Or is it just a nice story we are telling?
It is absolutely real biology. There is a scientific term for this.
What is the term?
It is one of the most important discoveries in modern neuroscience. It is called neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity. That is a long word. Let's break that down for our listeners.
Good idea. Neuro means brain.
And plasticity, like plastic.
Yes. Think about a piece of plastic. It can melt. It can change shape.
It can mold into something new.
Your brain is not made of solid rock. It is not hard and fixed forever.
It is plastic.
Exactly. It can rewire itself based on what you do repeatedly.
So even if I am an adult learner, my brain can change shape.
Absolutely. The forest can always be changed.
But I want to add a layer of depth here. We promised a deep dive today.
Yes, let's go deeper. Let's talk about why the path becomes a highway.
There is a substance in your brain called myelin.
Myelin. Can we spell that?
Yes, M-Y-E-L-I-N, myelin.
What exactly is myelin?
Think of the nerves in your brain like electrical wires.
Okay, little wires inside my head?
Signals travel through these wires. Myelin is like the insulation around the wire.
The plastic wrapping, like the rubber coating on my phone charger.
Exactly like that. When you first carve that path in the forest,
When I first learn a new word.
right, the wire in your brain has no insulation. The signal leaks out.
It is slow. It is weak.
That is why you speak slowly when you're learning.
So my brain is sending the signal, but it is leaking out before it gets to my mouth.
Exactly. And this is the absolute magic of the brain.
What happens?
Every time you practice, your brain wraps another layer of myelin around that wire.
It adds more
It
insulation.
makes the wire thicker.
So the signal is stronger.
Yes. And here is the physics of it. The thicker the myelin, the faster the signal travels.
How much faster?
A well-insulated wire can send signals 100 times faster than an uninsulated one.
Wow, 100 times faster.
Yes. So when you hear a native English speaker talking very fast,
It isn't because they are naturally smarter than me.
no. It is just that their wires are wrapped in thick layers of myelin.
They have built the highway.
They have built the highway over many years.
That actually makes me feel so much better. It means my brain isn't broken.
Not at all. It just isn't insulated yet.
You are just in the construction phase. You are building the roads.
But I have to be the skeptic for a minute.
Please do. What is your question?
Building roads is very hard work. Clearing a forest is exhausting.
It is.
Why would anyone do it? Where do we get the energy to keep hacking through the tall grass every single day?
That is a brilliant question. If it was just hard work with zero reward, we would all just quit.
Right.
But the human brain has a special fuel system. It actually pays you to learn.
It pays me in money.
No, in something much better than money. It pays you in a chemical called dopamine.
Ah, dopamine. I have heard of this. That is the happy chemical, right?
It is the reward chemical, the success chemical.
Think about video games. Do you ever play games on your phone?
Sometimes. I like to play puzzle games.
Okay. When you solve a puzzle or when you finally clear a difficult level, what happens?
Well, there's usually a fun sound, ding, or a little bell, and colorful lights flash on the screen.
And how do you feel in that exact moment?
I feel good. I feel a little buzz of happiness. I feel proud.
That little buzz is dopamine.
Your brain releases it to say, hey, good job. Do that again.
So the brain is training me, like training a dog with a sweet treat.
Exactly. And this happens with language, too.
When you're in the forest and you successfully use a new word,
When you order a coffee in English and the waiter actually understands you.
ding, dopamine.
Or when I am watching a movie and I understand a joke without reading the subtitles.
That feels amazing. That is a huge hit of dopamine.
The surfers, the people we saw at the beach earlier, they are addicted to that feeling.
They are not just studying grammar rules, they are chasing that dopamine hit.
So we need to intentionally notice those moments.
We need to celebrate the small wins. That is how we get the fuel to build the road.
Yes. You have to be your own cheerleader.
Because the road is very long. And honestly, the road is not always straight.
That brings us to the next part of our map today, the journey itself.
Yes, we have talked about the biology, neuroplasticity, and dopamine.
Now let's talk about the psychology, the timeline of learning.
Because it does not feel the same every day, does it?
No. Some days I feel like an absolute genius.
And some days I feel like I know nothing at all.
That is completely normal. Most learners go through 4 distinct stages.
4 stages. And if you understand these stages, you won't panic when things get hard.
Let's walk through these 4 stages together. What is the very first one?
Stage 1 is what we call the heavy backpack.
The heavy backpack. That does not sound very fun.
It isn't fun. Think about the start of a very long hike up a tall mountain.
You are standing at the bottom.
You put on a huge heavy backpack.
It is full of complex grammar rules, long vocabulary lists, fears, and doubts.
And your muscles are cold. You haven't even started walking yet.
Exactly. In this stage, everything feels awkward.
You are trying to speak, but your tongue feels way too big for your mouth.
You are trying to listen, but the English sounds are just noise.
I remember this stage vividly. I felt so silly.
I felt like a child. I am an intelligent adult in my own native language, but in English, I sounded like a baby.
That is the defining feeling of stage 1, the gap between your real intelligence and your ability to express it.
It is so frustrating.
The cognitive load, the literal weight on your brain is massive.
So if a listener is in stage 1 right now, feeling very heavy and slow, what should they do?
They should just keep walking.
Do not worry about speed.
Just focus on putting one foot in front of the other. Keep moving.
Because if you keep walking, you will eventually reach stage 2.
And stage 2 is much better.
Much better. Stage 2 is called gaining momentum.
Momentum. I really love that word. It implies speed.
Yes. Momentum is a law of physics. When an object in motion stays in motion.
In stage 2, the backpack finally feels lighter.
Your legs are strong. You have found your walking rhythm.
This is the fun stage, right? This is when you start to really see results.
Yes. You are getting a lot of dopamine here.
You are having your first real conversations with people.
You can suddenly understand the lyrics to your favorite songs.
You feel like, hey, I can actually do this. I am a surfer.
I love this stage. You feel unstoppable.
But, and there's always but on the mountain, this is usually when the danger strikes.
The danger. But I am doing so well in stage 2.
You are. But the mountain is tricky.
After the steep, exciting climb of stage 2, the path suddenly flattens out.
You enter stage 3, the plateau.
The plateau. I absolutely hate the plateau.
We also call it the intermediate plateau, or just the wall.
Let's explain what this feels like, because I think many of our listeners are trapped here right now.
It feels like being stuck in thick mud.
In stage 2, you learned something brand new every single day. Your progress was visible.
But in stage 3, you study hard for a whole week and you feel exactly the same.
You try to speak, but you keep making the exact same mistakes you made last month.
You feel like you have stopped growing completely.
And this is psychologically very, very difficult.
There is a concept called the gap.
By this stage, your taste in English is very good. You know what good English sounds like.
You can hear the clear difference between a native speaker and a learner,
Right. My ears have improved a lot.
but your mouth hasn't caught up yet. So you can hear your own mistakes perfectly clearly.
In stage 1, you were making mistakes, but you didn't know it. Ignorance was bliss.
In stage 3, you are painfully aware of every single error.
That is torture. I know I'm saying it wrong, but my mouth cannot stop saying it wrong.
And this is exactly where most people quit the journey.
They say, I have reached my limit. I am just not talented enough to be fluent.
And they sit down on the plateau and they just stop walking forever.
That is tragic, because they have already climbed so high up the mountain.
It is tragic. So we need to reframe this for our listeners. We need a major mindset shift.
How should we look at the plateau?
At LinguaWave, we do not see the plateau as a dead end. We see it as a rest stop.
A rest stop, or a consolidation phase.
Consolidation, making things solid and permanent.
Yes. Think about your brain again. In stage 1 and 2, you threw thousands of new words and rules into your head.
Your brain is messy. It needs time to organize all that data.
It needs time to file everything away neatly.
So when I feel like I'm not learning anything new, my brain is actually cleaning the house.
Exactly. It is wrapping the mile in. It is paving the dirt roads into concrete highways.
It looks like absolutely nothing is happening on the surface. But deep down, there is a massive amount of construction activity.
So the advice for stage 3 is simple. Be patient.
Trust the process.
Yes. Do not quit. You are just resting and refueling before the final climb.
Because if you successfully cross the plateau, you reach stage 4.
The promised land.
Stage 4 is the milestone, or mastery.
This is when you push through the wall.
You start climbing again, but it feels totally different now. It feels effortless.
You stop translating words in your head. You just open your mouth and speak.
That flow state, that is what we are all chasing.
And the view from the top of the mountain is beautiful.
You look back and realize, wow, I have built a completely new brain.
I have a new voice in the world.
So, to all our listeners, take a moment to identify where you are on the map.
Are you struggling with the heavy backpack in stage 1?
Are you enjoying the fast momentum of stage 2?
Or are you feeling stuck on the plateau in stage 3?
Wherever you are right now, just know that it is a normal part of the map. You are not lost.
Exactly. You are just on the journey. Keep walking.
Okay, so we have the map. We know about the forest, the dopamine, and the 4 stages.
But how do we walk faster? I am a little impatient. I want to be highly efficient.
I like efficiency. We want to work smarter, not harder.
Give us a practical strategy. How can we hack this system?
We need to use the 80-20 principle.
The 80-20 principle, this is very famous in business, right? The Pareto principle?
Yes, it is. But it applies perfectly to learning languages.
The principle states that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your causes.
80% of the value comes from just 20% of the effort.
Right. Now, let's look at English vocabulary. Do you know how many words are in the entire English language?
Oh, a lot. Maybe 200,000.
More. The Oxford English Dictionary has over 170,000 words in current use.
Plus nearly 50,000 obsolete words that people don't use anymore.
It is a massive, terrifying monster of a dictionary.
If I have to learn 170,000 words, I will quit right now.
I will go back to the heavy backpack stage and sit down in the dirt.
Do not panic. This is exactly where the 80-20 rule saves us.
Or actually, it is more like the 90-10 rule in spoken languages.
How so? Explain that.
Think about your own daily life. Think about how you speak in your native language every day.
Okay.
Do you use rare, complex, highly poetic words every time you order a simple sandwich?
No, definitely not. I use the exact same words every day. Where's the...
Exactly. Native speakers, even highly educated ones, rely on a very small core of vocabulary for most of their daily speech.
There's a linguistic concept called Zipf's law.
Zipf's law. That is a fun name. Z-I-P-F.
Yes. It mathematically shows that the most frequent word in English, the word the, is used twice as often as the second most frequent word.
And the frequency drops off very, very fast after that.
So a very small number of words do all the heavy lifting in English.
Precisely. In fact, modern research suggests that if you learn the top 1,000 most frequent words...
Just 1,000.
Yes, just the top 1,000 word families, you can understand about 85% of normal daily conversation.
Wait, let me repeat that slowly so our listeners hear it. 1,000 words gives me 85% understanding.
Yes, it is mathematically true.
That is incredible.
Hmm.
1,000 words is completely manageable. I can learn 1,000 words.
It is totally achievable for anyone. So the strategy here is to be ruthless.
Do not waste your precious time learning the word for shoelace.
Or photosynthesis.
Or chivalry, if you haven't mastered the common word for although or explain.
That is such a common trap for beginners. I sometimes use phone apps that teach me words like turtle or purple in the very first lesson.
But I do not talk about purple turtles very often in real life.
Exactly. That is highly inefficient. Focus strictly on the high-frequency function words and common verbs first.
That is the 20% that gives you 80% of the power to communicate.
That is a very smart way to learn. It is all about prioritizing your energy.
And speaking of prioritizing, that leads directly to our second strategy. It is about intentionality.
Intentionality, being purposeful, having a clear reason.
Yes. Many students are very passive in their learning. They act like passive passengers on a bus.
They just sit there and wait for the teacher to drive the bus.
Teach me. Fill my brain. Tell me what to do.
But the true surfer is the driver. You need to take active control of your journey.
And the absolute best tool for this is very simple. A pen and a piece of paper. Journaling.
Journaling? You mean like writing a diary? Dear diary, today I ate a green salad.
Well, you can do that if you want to practice your food words. But I mean something much more specific.
I mean journaling to stay aligned with your core purpose.
We call this finding your why.
Yes. Why are you doing this? Why are you suffering through the wild forest every day?
It is a really big question. Listeners, ask yourselves right now, why are you here listening to this?
Is it for travel? Do you want to walk through the busy streets of London or New York without feeling fear?
Is it for money? Do you want a big promotion at your job?
Do you want to work for a major international company?
Is it for love? Is your partner from another country?
Or maybe you just deeply want to understand the lyrics of your favorite English rock band.
Whatever your reason is, you need to clearly articulate it. You need to physically write it down.
Why is writing it down so incredibly important? Can't I just keep my reason in my head?
The human head is a very messy place. The forest is thick and distracting.
When you are stuck in stage 3, when you're sitting on the plateau and you feel stupid and tired,
You will forget why you started. You will lose your motivation completely.
that is very true. Motivation is just like fuel in a car. It runs out eventually.
Your physical journal is your compass.
When you get completely lost in the dark woods, you open the journal.
You read your own handwriting on the page.
Hmm.
I am learning English because I want to give my children a better life.
Wow. That is powerful. That instantly refocuses you.
It points the compass north again.
It changes the heavy feeling from I have to study today to I want to study today.
So the strategy is simple. Be intentional. Do not just study blindly. Always know your final destination.
I love that advice. Okay, we have the map with the 4 stages.
We have the strategy with 80-20 and journaling.
But there's one more scary monster in the forest that we need to fight today.
What monster is that?
The monster of memory. Or rather, the monster of forgetting.
Ah, yes. The leaky bucket of the brain.
It is the absolute worst feeling in the world. I learn a new word today. I feel great. I understand it perfectly.
Then tomorrow morning, poof, it is totally gone.
Why does our brain do this to us? Do I just have a terrible memory?
No, you do not. You have a perfectly normal human memory. This is actually a feature, not a bug.
A feature. Forgetting things is a good feature.
Think about it closely. If you remembered every single tiny thing you saw every day,
Every license plate on every single car you passed,
every stranger's face in the busy crowd, every color of every shirt.
your brain would physically explode. It would be way too much data to process.
So the brain constantly deletes things to save space.
Yes. It has a very strict filter. It asks one question. Is this information useful for my basic survival?
No. Then delete it immediately.
So when I learn the word phenomenon, my brain looks at it and thinks, well, this isn't food. This isn't physical danger.
Delete.
Exactly. There is a very famous scientist named Hermann Ebbinghaus. He studied this phenomenon over 100 years ago.
He created something called the forgetting curve.
The forgetting curve.
It is actually quite frightening. It mathematically shows that within 24 hours of learning something new, you forget about 70% of it.
70% in just one day. That is really depressing.
It is depressing. Unless you know how to deliberately hack the system.
How do we stop the dilution process? How do we tell the brain, wait, keep this file, this word is important?
We have to move the information from short-term memory to long-term memory.
What is the real difference between those two?
Imagine short-term memory is like a sticky note. You know those little yellow square papers?
Yes, you stick them on the edge of your computer monitor, but they fall off very easily in a breeze.
Exactly. They are highly temporary.
Mm-hmm.
But long-term memory is completely different.
It is like carving the information deeply into solid stone.
Or, to go back to our earlier forest analogy, it is like finally paving the dirt road with hard concrete.
How do we successfully move the file from the flimsy sticky note to the permanent concrete?
There is only one proven scientific way: spaced repetition.
Spaced repetition.
This brings us to our final beautiful analogy for the deep dive today. I want you to stop thinking of your brain as a cold computer.
Think of it as a garden.
I like gardens. They're quiet and peaceful.
Learning a new English word is exactly like planting a tiny seed.
You push the seed down into the soft dirt. That is the very first time you hear the word.
Okay. If I plant a seed in the dirt and just walk away, what happens to it?
If you do not give it water, it dries up and dies. The hot sun burns it.
This is exactly what happens when you learn a word on Monday and do not review it on Tuesday.
So active practice is the water.
Yes. But, and this is highly critical for learners, how should you water a delicate plant?
Should you just dump a giant heavy bucket of water on it once a month?
No, that would drown the poor plant. It would wash the seed completely away in the mud.
Exactly. And yet, this is exactly how many students study English. They cram.
Cramming. That means studying for 5 stressful hours on Sunday night and then doing absolutely nothing for the rest of the week.
That is drowning the garden.
Yeah.
It does not work at all. The human brain cannot absorb that much water at once.
So what is the right way to grow the garden?
You need to water the plant a little bit every single day, or at least every 2 days. Just a gentle sprinkle of water.
Spaced repetition.
Yes. You review the new word today. Then you review it again in 2 days.
Then you look at it again in a week, then in a month.
This sends a very clear signal to your brain. Hey, this information keeps coming back repeatedly.
It must be important for my survival. Do not delete it.
And that is exactly when the brain wraps the thick myelin around the wire.
That is when it safely moves from the yellow sticky note to the long-term storage vault.
Correct. So please stop cramming. It is vastly better to study for just 15 minutes every single day than for 3 exhausting hours once a week.
Consistency always beats intensity.
Always. Consistency is the only thing that creates a beautiful garden.
This has been such an incredibly rich conversation today. We have covered the wild forest, the fast highway, the 4 stages, the compass, and the garden.
It is a lot of different metaphors, but I really hope they help our simple English learners visualize what is actually happening inside them.
I think they absolutely do. Now, before we finish our time together, I want to slow things down even more.
We have been talking about very big concepts today, but let's focus purely on a few specific words.
Yes. It is time for the word wave.
Usually we just sprinkle these new words in, but today I want to be highly intentional.
We want to review 5 key words from this deep dive. We want to water these 5 seeds right now so they do not wither and die.
That is a great idea. Listeners, just relax your shoulders. Let these words simply wash over you like a wave.
Do not stress about memorizing them. Just listen to the meaning.
The first word is supercharge.
A supercharge.
We use this special word right in the title of the deep dive.
To supercharge means to intentionally give extra massive power to something.
Think about a fast car engine. If you add a special expensive fuel, you supercharge it.
In our learning context today, meta-learning can supercharge your English.
It takes your normal, everyday learning and firmly adds a turbo boost to it.
It makes it faster and much more powerful. Supercharge.
The next word is trait. T-R-A-I-T.
A trait is a core characteristic, a specific quality of your personality.
For a very simple example, patience is a key trait for successful language learners.
Being highly curious is a great trait. Being stubborn can also be a trait.
Ask yourself right now, what traits do I naturally have? Am I resilient when things get hard?
That is a very good trait to have.
The third word is actually a serious warning. The word is cramming.
We just talked deeply about this. Cramming is trying to painfully shove a lot of information into your head in a very short amount of time.
Like staying awake and studying all night long right before a big university test.
Remember our beautiful garden. Do not drown the delicate plants with a huge bucket of water.
Avoid cramming. It only leads to fast burnout and forgetting everything.
The fourth word is definitely my favorite word today.
Momentum.
Momentum. This was the fun stage 2 of our map. Momentum is the invisible force that keeps a heavy object moving forward.
It is forward motion that makes the very next step feel much easier.
Think about riding a heavy bicycle. The first few pushes on the pedals are very hard.
You have to push with all your leg strength.
But once you are rolling fast, the bike has momentum. You can just coast and relax.
You want to build positive momentum in your daily English habit. Do not stop pedaling the bike.
And our final word today is actually a phrase. Stay aligned.
Stay aligned. To be aligned literally means to be in a perfectly straight line.
In life, it means your daily actions perfectly match your big goals.
It means you are staying deeply connected to your core purpose, your why.
If your big goal is to speak English casually for your job, but you never practice business English, you are not aligned.
Use your physical journal to stay aligned with your purpose.
Keep your personal compass pointing to true north.
Let's hear these 5 words one last time together.
Supercharge.
Trait,
Cramming.
momentum.
Stay aligned.
Excellent job. You have just successfully watered your brain garden for today.
This brings us to the very end of our deep dive.
But really, it is just the bright beginning for our dedicated listeners.
Yes, we have proudly given you the map today, but you are the one who has to walk the path.
Remember, learning English is a lifelong journey. It is absolutely not a race against anyone else.
You do not need to be completely perfect tomorrow.
You just need to be a tiny little bit better than you were yesterday.
Be a surfer. When a big wave comes, when a confusing new challenge comes, do not fight it.
Ride it smoothly. If you fall off, laugh loudly, get back on the board, and ride it again.
And consciously celebrate the dopamine. Enjoy the actual process of learning.
Before we go, we have a helpful tool to help you stay aligned.
Yes, we do. If you want to review this exact conversation, or if you want practical exercises to practice these new words, check the description below the video.
You can easily download the free LinguaWave PDF right there.
It has the full written transcripts and some special study notes.
It is genuinely the best way to gently move this lesson from short-term to long-term memory.
And if this specific dip dive gave you a little spark of joy today,
If you felt a little hit of dopamine in your brain,
please take a second to like and subscribe to the channel.
it gently tells the computer algorithm that this is a very good path to walk.
We absolutely love reading your personal comments.
Please tell us,
Yeah.
which of the 4 stages are you in right now?
Are you currently carrying the heavy backpack?
Or are you feeling deeply stuck on the plateau? We really want to know your story.
We read every single comment you write. We are always here to help you surf.
Thank you for fully trusting us with your beautiful brain today.
We will see you in the next episode of LinguaWave English. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.